Hello again, YouTube. Stormy here once more. Currently stuck in this cartoon form, brought to you by the wonderful Elizabeth521. Please make sure to check out her Instagram and Twitter. However, I wanted to start the new year with something fun, and I figured I might as well take the time to make some lemonade out of the animated lemons state that I currently seem to be in, and bring back the nostalgic era of Saturday morning anime cartoons. And I figured, who better to help me with this than Serafin the Midnight Bard. Serafin, it's time to duel. Devil Nekroriboh, a Yu-Gi-Oh! Creepypasta. By u/ScaryStormy. I've always liked playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Sometimes other card games, but mostly Yu-Gi-Oh! I like to go to yard sales in my small city suburb in hopes to find a box or two of thrown out cards. Sometimes these kids will get the cards that they don't want and don't know the value of, and they hate the look of, so they'll stick them in a box until 4 years later and it's worth $100. I've made a bit of money selling these cards to some of the game stores around town and sometimes keep them for my own decks. One day, in a strange rich neighborhood, I'd followed the signs to a yard sale. These signs were in Comic Sans and printed in red, like blood. I get to an open garage where there's only an old man sitting in a rocking chair. I park perfectly and get out. All I can hear is the creaking of the wooden chair. No birds, no wind, and then my footsteps adding to the eerie symphony of sounds. The man looks at me and says,
"You look like a strong guy. Here, take this card. I think you should have it."
Then he handed me a Yu-Gi-Oh! Card. The card was the creepiest thing I've ever seen. It's called Devil Nekroriboh. It looked like a normal Kuriboh card, but it was hyper-realistic, and its eyes were red. But not just any color red, they were blood red. I read the card text. It had 0 attack and 0 defense, and its effect said, "You may discard this card from your hand, and if you do, your opponent lose, and then they die." At first, when I read this card, I thought it was a joke, so I looked back up to talk to the old man, and he was gone. It was then that I thought, whoa, this has to be a really rare card, so I put it right into my dueling deck and left. It was later that night that I decided to play some games with my best friend. He wasn't as popular as I was, but he was pretty cool. Both of us were really well-known top duelists in our town. People would recognize us on the street and stop for pictures. Sorry, I don't mean to brag, but it's important for the story. So me and my friend decided to duel each other for fun. But it wouldn't be fun for long. We started the duel, and my friend was getting the upper hand. I was starting to sweat, and then I drew my card for my turn. And it was Devil Nekroriboh. I realized that I had to play it now, or I would lose this duel. So I told my friend, "It looks like I'm gonna win this duel, friend." And then I discarded Devil Nekroriboh. My friend was so shocked. He had never seen this card before, and he said,
"Whoa, it looks like you beat me. Well, GG. I always knew you were a better duelist than me."
So we shook hands, and I packed up my stuff to go home. On the walk back to my place, I was thinking, I knew that card effect couldn't be real. There was no way a Yu-Gi-Oh! Card could kill someone. But I was so wrong. Later, after I finally got home, after getting stopped by people wanting pictures, I felt some evil coming from my deck. So I pulled out my cards and looked through them. And that's when I noticed that Devil Nekroriboh was gone. Just the picture was gone. I could almost swore I heard a deep laughing coming from all around me. And then my friend's scream. I rushed back to my friend's house. While people were trying to stop me for pictures, I pushed them away and said, "Back off! I gotta be somewhere important." So they left me alone for that moment. That's when I got to my friend's house. The police were already there. I was so shocked at what might have happened to my friend. I told them, "I need to see my friend." And they let me pass just enough to see my friend's body being pulled out on a stretcher. I asked them if I could see my friend, and they said yes because of how sad I was. So when I looked at my friend, I could tell that he had small clawed handprints around his neck. I quickly looked at my deck and found Devil Nekroriboh. He was back in the picture. I looked at his clawed hands and they were the same handprints. I took that card and threw it away into my friend's burning house. The police asked me what that was and I said, "A monster." Then I went home and went to sleep. But that night wouldn't be peaceful for long. During my dream, I was woken up by the sound of a creepy laugh.
You didn't think you could get rid of me that easily, did you?
I looked up to see Devil Nekroriboh at the foot of my bed, but this time he was real. His blood-red eyes were staring at me with murderous intent. He said,
I am the eternal evil in this world. No one can defeat me. I am the devil.
I was so scared by the monster in my room, all I could say was, "What do you want?" He laughed and then said,
I want you to keep playing me. I need more souls, like your friend. The souls of the duelists will fuel me, so I can return from hell and rule over this world again.
I asked, "And what if I say no?" He said,
You don't have a choice. Look at my card text.
That's when I saw that the card text also said,
If you don't use this card in a duel, you will die.
I was stuck in a contract with Devil Nekroriboh. But I couldn't kill anyone else like my friend. The pain would be too much. So I told him, "No, I will never use you again." The monster must have been in shock because he stared at me not saying anything, and I thought I defeated him. But then he said,
Then you will die!
and he lunged for me. Then I die. Let this be a lesson. Never buy Yu-Gi-Oh cards from a yard sale. This note was found on the floor of a well-known duelist's body. Next to it was a deck with a rare card called Devil Nekroriboh. I think I might take it. Hello there, YouTube. Stormy here. I hope you enjoyed tonight's story. If you did, make sure to like and subscribe and comment down below what you liked about it. And if there are any more stories that you would like me to do, make sure to comment those down below as well, and I will be more than glad to check them out. Now, you folks have a wonderful night, and I hope to see you in the next video. If we all survive.